All right, I'm going to do a review of Space 1999, but this will be a redo that I have to do. Get it? I've been putting some of these sometime down the road on YouTube with cartoons of the main characters and all that. And I forget how long I let these reviews age on the Nailsin show before I make a video of them. But anyway, I was sitting around thinking, hey, I'll do another one to put out. And in the lineup was this episode called The Last Sunset. So I went and found the Nailsin show that had the review. And basically, I'll just go to the Radio Misfits page and go through the archive. And I looked it up and found it, and it was episode 307. I mean 308. I'm already messing up again. The problem is 308 does not exist. I don't know what happened. I guess I must have sent the 307 copy in instead of 308. And so it just was a repeat of that one, even though the description and title is all there and everything. And I just never knew it. And then so I thought, well, I'll have to go through my own personal archives. And wouldn't you know it, the one episode I apparently don't have is that one. And like an idiot, I didn't save the review as its own separate thing. And a lot of times that's just what I do. I'll go and get the old show. I'll isolate it from that. And it kind of works both as a review of Space 1999 and also kind of a promo for the Nailsin show. And I'll link the show in the description below, and you can go check that out. Won't be doing it this time because there isn't a show. So I don't know what happened. But them's the breaks. So since there is now no record of my review of the episode, I'll just have to do it again. And of course, had to refresh my memory. So I watched it again. And oh yeah, this happened and that. You get all kind of, click back and everything. So this was an episode, of course, the overall premise for Space 1999 is they're stuck, on their alpha base on the moon, and it travels through space, and they keep coming into other star systems, and they look for a planet to settle on. Well, they find a planet, looks promising, and they launch an Eagle to go check it out, and they're flying along. Then all of a sudden, a missile is launched at them, or what they think is a missile, and they try to maneuver. They can't avoid it, and they think it's about to explode, but instead, all it does is attach itself to the shuttle, the Eagle, and so they return to base and they check it out. Well, what's this? I guess they're trying to communicate with us or something. And all of a sudden, it lets off this gas, and they're like, "Oh no!" Oh, and they all get out of the room and seal it. Of course, this is one of the problems. They made no attempts at any kind of decontamination or nothing. They've got this object from some species they know nothing about. They're not wearing spacesuits or any kind of protective gear dealing with this thing. And then when it releases the gas, it's this mist goes everywhere and it fills the whole room. They run out and quickly shut the door and seal it and everything, but it's in the hallway and stuff. And apparently it goes through their ventilation system, so the room really didn't seal it or nothing. I don't know. So, but anyway, it's a gas, but it turns out it's oxygen. So what the device was a means by which these aliens had the ability to create an atmosphere on the moon. And so this was the first one to do it. After a while, a whole bunch of these, probes or satellites or what have you come and land on the moon and start doing the same thing. And the next thing they know, they have a breathable atmosphere around the moon. And there's a blue sky and all this stuff. And they're like, oh man, this is cool. And they all, after they start making plans and stuff, and we can live on the moon and all this stuff. And they say, well, I guess so. Wouldn't need to find another planet. We could just stay here, with our new breathable atmosphere. And so they decide to explore the area a little more. There's regions of the moon they haven't even bothered with since they've been on it. But now this becomes a potential means by which they can, make this a place to live. And after a while, the new atmosphere starts creating the storms, and so it produces water. And like, oh, this is great. But then Koenig says, yeah, but Alpha's right in the crater, so they're going to have to find a means the way they irrigate it and all that. So you're seeing the problems they could have. But in the meantime, the research crew takes off, and during the storm, it destroys, well, it doesn't destroy it, but it damages the eagle they're flying in, and they crash. So then it becomes this, we got to do a rescue mission. They're having a hard time finding them. They miss them and stuff like that. But the people on the ground, there's Sandra and Paul. I think it's Paul, the guy with the mustache who was in a lot of the Doctor Who shows, quite a few actually. Well, he's in there, and apparently he and Sandra got a thing going. And so they have to make camp. Sandra's been injured, and he's worried about her, and all that. And then he goes out desperately to find, in the hopes that there's some means of food or whatnot, but it's the moon. There's not going to be anything. But then manna from heaven falls. So this is another aspect of what the aliens have provided. So he brings it in and decides, hey, this is food stuff we can eat. Dr. Russell says, what are you, nuts? We don't know what that is. We got to analyze it and stuff. He says, oh, I've already tested it by eating it. So of course he starts to go insane and starts going about him and Sandra are going to be the new Adam and Eve, and they're never going to leave and forget about Alpha and all. He goes nuts. And so that brings up the conflicts and whatnot. There's more trouble with the Eagles. They keep having damages, and Koenig loses his shit at his crew because they're all taking it easy, hanging out outside, I guess having picnics or whatever, I don't know. But they haven't been able to go outside and enjoy the sun in a long while, And he's upset they're getting lazy because there's the maintenance crew aren't keeping the Eagles up and stuff. But I suppose it could be seen that he sees all this as threatening, that he won't have his authority anymore. But the truth is, no, he's, of course, got feelings for Dr. Russell, and she's lost, so he's starting to lose it, So anyway, they manage to get the Eagle up and running. They take off. But once again, chances are he'll miss them where they are. So Dr. Russell gets a bazooka out of some sort and blows up the Eagle they have. And of course, this the smoke and fire from it is Koenig's Eagle is able to see where they are. He lands, and but ends up having to beat the crap out of Paul because he's crazy. And later on, they do analyze the mana, and the Victor, he's sitting there saying that, well, yeah, you could survive on it, except we would needed to strain out the hallucinogenics that are in it. So they all have a good chuckle, even though Paul tried to kill them all. But anyway, after that, they make contact with the aliens who said, yeah, we were giving you what we thought you wanted, but we don't want you people here. You're nasty. And then they take the satellites away, and the moon's on its way. So there's no, but we're not going to let you keep the atmosphere. What, I don't know. It's kind of left up in the air as to why they would take it away. I'm not entirely certain. But I suppose we've witnessed your violent tendencies. Well, it's because you drugged the man. You gave him this food to survive on. He ate it and drove nuts, So they're probably better off not having anything to do with these creeps. But there was some aspects of it that was interesting. I don't think it's one of the better episodes. It's not a bad one. But, it was cool to see the whole, the moon set and everything. And now it just looks like a planet, like a desert. And it's that interesting thing. If you had the wherewithal to do it, to put an atmosphere on the moon, it wouldn't be an interesting thing if the moon was a small little world with lakes and vegetation and everything on it and all that. So, that's kind of cool. But that's about it, and it was just sort of this sad situation of the suffering of the Alpha crew as they keep wandering through the stars. And nobody seems to want to help them at all. They're pretty much on their own. But anyway, so there we are, the last sunset. At least, I mean, it wasn't their sun, and it was just on the moon. And the sun could set on the moon, but it wouldn't look as good as it does on a planet. So there's that. But anyway, hence the title. And so now they're back on their journey looking for a new home in space. 1999.
Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr. Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.